but everyone thought they were fantastic. And when much larger ones were introduced in the 1930s, like the Hindenburg, which could carry 50 passengers in luxury conditions that rivaled any Atlantic steamship, the world applauded the airship as a major technological achievement. But suddenly, everything went wrong. Many years before, the balloonists had discovered that the hydrogen gas used to fill the balloons was highly inflammable, and horrific explosions in mid-air had caused many deaths. A non-explosive gas called helium was discovered, but for some reason many airships still continue to use the unstable hydrogen. On May the 6th, 1937, at the end of a crossing from Germany to the United States, the hydrogen-filled Hindenburg suddenly exploded in mid-air. This is a recording of a live radio commentary made at the actual time of the explosion. Understandably, the commentator was terribly upset.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had slacked up a little bit. The back motors of the ship are just holding it just enough to keep it from...
It burst into flame. It burst into flame and it's falling. It's crashing. Watch it. Watch it. It's crashing. Terrible. Oh, my. Get out of the way, please. It's burning, bursting into flames and it's falling on the mooring mast and all the folks between it. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's inflation. 20... Oh, 400 or 500 feet into the sky. It's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the frame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast.
The ship was completely destroyed and 36 people were killed. This disaster ended all airship services, and in fact it ended all interest in any real airship development anywhere in the world. The glorious days of the airship were over.
Here comes Barbie doll.
Meet Barbie, the world's most glamorous doll. She has a beauty salon, a real bubble bath,
Here comes Barbie doll.
and her own beautiful perfumes. And because she leads such an ex life, she has lots of pretty clothes for every occasion. Barbie, she's in the shops now.
Whimsy on Wye is a pretty little country village for you to collect. There are tiny little cottages and shops, a big country house, even a church, and they're all made from real English porcelain. Prices still £1, or buy the complete set in a special gift box. Ask for Wade porcelain at most good china and gift shops now.
Lost 2,000 miles at sea.
Can anyone read me?
They're out of gas, out of luck. Fired on, flooded, threatened, frightened, and forgotten. Elliot Gould is Noah the pilot. Genevieve Bougeot the missionary. Ricky Schroeder the stowaway. Together they built a legend in Walt Disney's The Last Flight of Noah's Ark at a cinema near you from Sunday.
Palatoy present toys from Star Wars. The princess has been captured.
There's one. Set for stun.
Our heroes are threatened by an Imperial troop transporter. Will the mighty force of the Millennium Falcon be enough to smash Darth Vader? Will Luke be able to save the princess? Only you can decide. The new Star Wars models in toy shops now. They're waiting.
This is Big Track, the converted truck from MB Electronics. Program in up to 16 commands and Big Track will advance, turn and fire 3 blasts. Big Track follows its instructions and can maneuver around every obstacle to complete its mission. Program it, Track obeys.
Well done, Big Track.
Big Track from MB Electronics.
Oh, hello, welcome back. I hope that bit of film didn't upset you. As I say, it was a live newsreel at the time, quite extraordinary actually. One or two notes worth mentioning on that. The Hindenburg airship that you saw there that crashed in 1937, it was actually the largest flying machine the world's ever known. It was so big, in fact, that you could have hidden a Boeing 707, can you imagine that, under its tailplane? It must have been colossal. One thing we said in that, we said we didn't quite know why Hindenburg was filled with highly explosive hydrogen. Well, in fact, it was because America was the sole manufacturer of the much safer helium that we mentioned, and they refused to export it to Germany. It was a gesture of disapproval, really, of the German fascist state, but of course it was 1937, it's only 2 years before the outbreak of World War II. And one other thing, one other statistic that amazed me, I mean, we saw that horrific crash, but in fact 62 people walked out of that ship alive, which I think is quite extraordinary. You can actually see them on the newsreel actually walking out. 62 people actually walked out completely unscathed. So I hope that didn't upset you. Quite extraordinary bit of actual history in the making.
Yes.
By camera.
Now, you'll probably remember that last week Mike Harding was here. He brought along 2 copies of his books, and he set a competition for you to win both sets of them. And the 2 asked was, first of all, Captain Cook made 3 trips here. On which trip did he die?
Yes,
Bit of a catch question there, because of course it was the last one.
Yes.
Then he asked you.
that.
Surprise, surprise,
No,
eh?
he was already dead when he went out the third time.
Oh, well, that wasn't. That's why it was a
something
trick.
awful.
Just to make sure you're all concentrating out there, we ask. Secondly, what great explorer is America named after? Well, it's named after Amerigo Vespucci.
Hey, what's
and
the matter?
the 3 winners, as rapidly as possible, are J. Annison of Field in Nottinghamshire, Fiona Blunt, I'm trying to concentrate, of Southport, Merseyside.
Rebecca McGugan of Perthshire. Well done, darling. Copies of Mike Harding's poems and also his book, The Unluckiest Man in the World, in the post to you. Morning, Mike.
And if you remember last week, I started to answer a few.
Head's better than the other night.
Yes, I hope your head's better. Last week, a few of you wrote in some of your questions, and I endeavoured to answer a few on the programme. I've only got time actually to squeeze one in this week, but keep the mail coming in. This letter comes from A. Smith, who says, in Staffordshire, could you please tell me the address to write to for the police fan club? Well, there we are, provided to, there we see it, 41B, Blenheim Crescent, Sedrington Mews, London, West 11. 41B, Blenheim Crescent, Sedrington Mews, London, West 11.
Well, the next bit is something of an experiment. We tried all sorts of youngsters trying out their skills on the programme. You've already seen Matthew Butler with his own unforgettable rendition of Bright Eyes, but this morning we feature, their average age is about 4, they're a drama group, they want to bring an extraordinary interpretation of that marvellous old classic, Soldier, Soldier.
Oh,